All right, guys, sorry about that. I was trying to set up my phone and it's a little shaky. So here we are. We are back at it with a new video backed by popular demand. I know a lot of parents/students enjoy these videos to kind of help them out with the homework. So hopefully this helps today. We are in our fractions unit. We are in lesson 2 where we are adding fractions using models. I will tell you, I don't focus a lot on the models. I'm not even going to show them here in today's video because I feel like what the ultimate goal is to get them using the standard algorithm of finding common denominators to add fractions. So as you can see, what we have here is two fractions, 3/4 plus 2/5. We're trying to add them up. And what we have to add up fractions is a common denominator, and we do not have that. We have a 4 and a 5. So this is the strategies. This is what I've been telling the students what to do here at school. I want to list out the multiples. I want to list out the multiples of 4 as well as 5, and I'm trying to find a match. And so as I'm listing out the multiples of 4, I am thinking about the multiples of 5 at the same time. So when I'm listing them out, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, I am going to pause there because I see that I have 20, which is a multiple of 5, as we will see. So 5, 10, 15, and 20. And so here's my match. I have a common denominator of 20. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite these two fractions, but now using a denominator of 20. So this is how I would expect the students to do it. I know I'm adding these two pieces, so that's what we will do. And so I would then think, well, how do I get from a 4 to a 20? I use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth multiple. So I multiply it by 5. Whatever I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 3 times 5 is 15. So what I'm saying is 3/4 is equivalent to 15 20ths. Okay, I will do the same thing for the 2/5. I can even change the color just to make it stand out a little bit more. And so I use 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth multiple of 5. So I'm going to multiply that by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. So I am saying that 2/5 is equivalent to 8 20ths. And so all I have to do now is add these up. 15 20ths plus 8 20ths is 23 20ths. We are starting to identify and recognize that is an improper fraction. I told the students, for now, if you want to just keep it, that's totally fine because they're not asking us to simplify that. But just so you know, they do know how to do it from last year's math in 4th grade. And so, again, just real quick, to figure this out, the number 20 is my denominator, so I need 20 pieces to make a whole, but I have 23 of them. So I'm going to take out 20 of them to give me one whole. I have 3 leftover pieces out of the 20. So either one of these answers would be marked as correct for where we're at in our math. Okay? So I know there's a lot going on here, but really all what we need to do is make sure that we are finding a common denominator, find an equivalent fraction using that denominator, and then be able to add those two pieces together. And so really the biggest difference from this year's math from last year's math is that denominator part. Last year in fractions unit, we were adding fractions, but all of those fractions had common denominators. So that's the biggest difference this year. Okay, we'll do another one as an extra practice. And so I'll do the same exact steps, just with 2 different numbers. As you can see, my denominators are 9 and 3. So I will try to use color-coded just to make this a little bit more stand out. So I have 9. I will use green for the 3. And so as I'm listing out multiples of this 9, I am thinking about multiples of 3. So 9 18, 27, and I will pause there, but now I'm going to go for my 3's. And so I'm going to list out multiples of my 3's, looking for a match. So 3, nope, 6, 9. There's our first match. And look at that. This one, we actually don't need to change the first fraction because it's already the match that we have circled. So what I will do is just rewrite this fraction, 7/9. I know I'm going to be adding it. So add, and then the fraction that we have here would be, well, I need to multiply. What do I need to multiply 3 by to get to 9? 1, 2, 3. So 3 times 3 equals 9. Whatever I do on the bottom, I do on the top. So 2 times 3 is 6. And so now we would have an answer of 7/9 plus 6/9 would be 13/9. And again, we get another improper. So just to kind of look at that again, 9 goes into 13 one time. I would have 4 pieces left over after I take out those 9 pieces, and then my denominator stays the same. So again, either one of those answers I would accept, and either one of those is totally fine. 13/9 or 1 4/9. So this is the front side. Hopefully that helps out a little bit for the new part. I did include a couple extra problems that you might see on the back, just as a refresher as well. So this is all about the order of operations. We have an expression that we're trying to solve. And so if we could remember our order of operations, which is PEM das, please, for parentheses, excuse exponents, my multiplication, dear division, aunt for addition, and Sally for subtraction. That is the order of operations. And so when I'm looking at this problem, I do see a division, and there's nothing else that I need to solve before that. So I'm going to rewrite everything except for solving what's my division part. So 20 divided by 4 is 5, and then I just keep on rewriting everything else. Now I'm just left with addition and subtraction, but those are actually could be in reverse order based on whatever comes first. So I do see a subtraction problem first. I will do that first. 35 minus 5 is 30 plus 10. So 30 plus 10 is 40. So to simplify this expression, I would solve using the order of operations and get the answer of 40. Okay? This page, same kind of concept, but this one they are wanting us to solve using our parentheses. So now we do use that first step, our parentheses. So inside of my parentheses, I'm going to highlight that. Inside my parentheses, I have an addition sign as well as a multiplication sign. I would still use the order of operations inside of my parentheses. The multiplication comes first. Everything else we are just rewriting. So I have 15 plus, and I'm going to solve 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Close my parentheses. My parentheses are still there, so I'm going to solve what's in the parentheses. Everything else just gets rewrote. So 42 minus 15 plus 12, which is 27. I could get rid of my parentheses because there's nothing else left in there. I'm left with 42 minus 27, which is 15. So 15 would be the answer for this one. Hopefully this helps, guys. I appreciate all the feedback with the videos. Hopefully we could keep on going with them. Let me know if they help. All right. See you guys tomorrow.